Okay, everyone. So open your Google Colab. Meanwhile, it's uploading. Let's try to do some coding there. So what we'll do is first we import all the libraries. Okay. So before that, let's do so importing all the libraries. So the first library that is important is import TensorFlow. Import NumPy. Import TensorFlow dot keras dot preprocessing. So let me connect this first. Yes.
Do we need to upload as a zip only?
Yeah, yeah. You have to upload as zip only. Don't distract that.
Okay, okay. I'm
So you,
uploading it in a collab. Like there is an option, right, to upload files. So I'm directly uploading there. Is it fine?
yeah, but that will also take time. Just try that. Try that.
Yeah,
I
it's
want you to.
uploading.
It's uploading, but it will take time if I'm not wrong.
Okay, okay, wait.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. If you want to go with that move also, you can go. But I want to explain you something. That's why I was telling you to go inside.
Okay.
It's okay now. For now, if you want to train, just go ahead and just listen to me. Afterwards, you can see the recording also. No worries. Yeah. So from TensorFlow dot keras. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm importing all the important libraries. Okay. Now tell me that I'm using a Com2D, that is convolution network. So what all things are required to create an architecture? So I'm just putting layers and import. Now you tell me uh, what all functions are required to create a convolution architecture.
Convolution, con 2D, max pool 2D,
Yes. So con 2D,
flatten,
max pool 2D, then flatten, then
खाली घेऊन जावं पप्पा जरा.
then
dense,
dense. Okay.
Dropout.
Drop out. Okay. Okay. And now let's try to run this and let's see any error is there. There's error. Let's see what is the error. It will be from. Okay. Now the important thing what I wanted to tell you is how to link your Google Drive with this Google Colab. Okay, because you don't have a computer, so your task becomes that every training you have to do on a Google Colab now. Now the problem with uploading here is that whenever the Google Colab restarts, this gets disappear. Have you noticed that? So when I upload something, see, I'm uploading a small image now. Okay, so, okay. I'm uploading a small image. Now the problem is that when you do LOC PNG and when you try to reload this page, okay, when you try to disconnect, see when I do this, okay, resources, when you click on this, when you collect on, okay, better is let's try to change the runtime. There is none, right? I want a GPU. When you click on GPU and when you click on save, this is getting allocated, right? So okay, let me do one thing. So see, whenever this particular system starts, everything get disappeared what you have put in here. This is why, because whatever you are uploading on the left hand side, this is only for the local storage. Okay, so whenever your this reconnection starts or whenever your server starts or some anything starts, this get disappeared. Okay, that's why I'm telling everyone to put in a Google Drive. This is the one reason. And the second reason is I wanted to tell you that how to connect your Google Drive with the uh, your collab so that you can do any of the operations of your choice. Okay, so the first thing is what you have to do is, can you see this Mount Drive icon, everyone? The third icon,
Yes.
click on that and connect to Google Drive. As soon as you click on connect to Google Drive, it will give you a prompt. Let's see the prompt. What is the prompt? Okay, so it has mounted a Google Drive. See, so you can see your drive now. So your drive is nothing but a Google Drive now. So when you expand this, My Drive, you can see all the files in your Google Drive. Are you able to see that?
Sorry, Afshan, I missed that. Where is the mount one? This folder one.
This third icon you can see where Google Drive icon is made.
Okay,
The
Yeah.
okay, okay.
first, yeah.
Unmount, right? That one.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Just
Okay.
click on that and you can see one drive folder getting attached to it. This is nothing but a
Uh,
Google Drive.
got it. Got it.
So when you expand this and when you expand my drive, you can see all your Google Drive folders.
Got it.
Afsan, I'm only able to see some section. I'm not able to see this unmount drive.
Okay, okay. So just share your screen. Some people will get some other things, so don't worry.
Arshan, we need to upload the whatever you have shared in our Google Drive, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely.
So that's why we can access that folder from there, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Got
Yeah.
it.
Yes, just click on this folder icon on the left hand side. No, on the left hand side, yes. Yeah, now click on this. Yes. Connect to Google Drive. Yeah, so many people it will ask for the verification. Just do the verification. Okay. So
So
now it's
for-
connected. So let's wait. Actually, it should do. Click on refresh. Ah, yeah, it came right. Yeah, yeah, it came. Just expand this. Expand my drive also, and this is your Google Drive.
Okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Okay, thank
so
you.
Arshan, should I create the same folder, right? Cat and dog classifier.
It's up to you. If you want to maintain a folder structure, you can go ahead. It's for your reference. But just the only thing I want those two files on the Google Drive. How you want to keep it up to you. Okay. Now here comes the importance of Linux command. So everyone knows what Linux command, right? ls, cd, and stuff like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Now here we don't have direct installation or unzip thing. So what we have to do is we have to use a Linux command for that. So how to check that on which directory I am currently now? This collab is on which directory? How to check that?
PWD.
PWD.
PWD. Just type that, and you will see that you are inside content now. Okay. And if I want to see all the folders and drives in a particular folder, then
ls-ltr also.
LS.
ls will do the job. So ls is drive and sample data. So if you want to go to a drive, which folder you have to structure you have to
cd.
take?
cd.
Yeah. So cd drive, right? So do one thing. So see, for me, if I show you, my particular that file that I have told you download is inside Google Colab, inside LearnBay, inside dataset, and inside I have the zip file. If I expand this, can you see that the zip file, everyone?
Yes.
So basically what you have to do is you have to come inside dataset folder now using the Linux command. So what you can do is you can just right click and copy path and just do cd here, cd space the path. When you do this, you are inside that part and to ls, you will get the zip file. See, you will get the cat and dog and you get a cat and dog zip. So depending on where you have put the zip file, just go to the directory, everyone.
Still
Sorry. So are you inside that particular folder? When you do ls, this particular zip file should be shown, you can see there. If you're able to see, then you are in the correct part. If you're not able to see, then you are doing something wrong. If someone wants need a help, they can just share your screen.
Afsan, I don't have zip file under another folder. I have both the files in the same folder. Is it okay?
Yes, totally fine.
Yep.
So are you getting this when you do ls?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what about this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Then what you have
the
to do
file is
is,
still uploading, Afsan. You need some more time.
okay, how much time? Just share your
I'm not
screen.
sure. I mean, the upload is
Yeah, just
like
share your screen. Let me see how you're uploading. Let's see that first. Okay, for everyone, this is happening. Why so much time?
so. If this file is still uploading.
Okay. Why is taking so much time in your laptop? I don't know.
Now check
But
the
it's just
speed test also.
okay. It's good. Speed is okay. One minute left. It seems okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's showing 1 minute for the like last 3-4 minutes, I think.
But the blue that color is increasing or not on the bottom? The loading.
I don't think it's increasing
Yeah,
at
it's the
all.
same for me. It's kind of stuck at the last bit.
Yeah.
Okay. So Arijit, can you share your screen for once? Let's see what is the issue. Okay, just cancel this. Just cancel this. Upload cancelled. Okay, show me your drive. Or not drive, means the in the local where you have downloaded the file. Okay, what is the shape? Just try to check the shape for this. 226 MB. Okay, correct. It's correct. And what about the other file which I have told you? Where is the other file? There is one classified.h5 file also, right? In a drive. Just go there. Not in this drive, my drive, which I have told you. just download this classifier also. You can't put in, okay, do a right click on this. Add to my drive is option is there. Add shortcut to drive. Click on that. Top. Yes. Put in a drive. Yeah, just put inside cat or classifier. Yeah. Scroll down. There's an option of going on. There will be some option here. Add shortcut. So do the same for dataset zip also. Let's see if this approach is working or not.
This is shortcut, right?
Yeah, it will work. It will work. Unless and until this file is not moved from here, it will work. So let's do that trick here. Okay, so okay. Let's see it's working. Okay, so Ranjini, you can also do the same trick. Okay, just add shortcut to your drive in which folder you want to put. So this file will remain only until someone has not retired particular file. So I think no one need that file for today, I think. Okay, so
Okay.
to be on a safe side, just try to upload the things. Okay, let it take time. So before sleeping, upload the things and sleep. Let it take time. Let's see how much time it takes.
Okay.
Okay, Ranjini? Yeah. Ranjini, same for you also. You can do add cut shortcut to your drive rather than uploading.
Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. Okay, so I think everyone is on the same page. So the next thing what you have to do is you have to somehow unzip this because we have all the data inside this particular thing. So to unzip, we have to use a command. Does anyone know how to unzip the zip file using the command line in Linux?
Could you please share? Mukhtar?
Okay.
Is it gunzip?
GUN. Yeah. So what do you have said? I didn't hear you properly.
Gunzip, if I'm not wrong, but I don't remember.
Gun zip this. Okay, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically the Z here added extra. Okay, so there's something called unzip. Okay, unzip, and the next thing you have to put the file name which you want to do unzip. So basically cat dog data.zip and execute this shell. As soon as you execute this shell, it will start populating everything on your. So it will make one folder and it will put everything inside a particular folder. Just run that and let me know whether it's happening or not. So you will see something like inflating, something like that.
Unzip that dataset, right? Dataset.zip.
Yes. Unzip space the zip file that the name of zip file that you have put and run that partition.
Afsan, I'm getting an error.
Invalid syntax.
Yeah. same
Invalid
error.
syntax. Okay, so do one thing. Just put exclamation mark in front of that, like this. Oh, sorry, not here. At the starting, just do exclamation mark and shift enter. Then try.
Yeah, it's okay.
It was not installed, I think.
What unzip? Maybe. But unzip is the basic Linux command, so it should be installed. Okay, but explanation is just to force that particular thing to run the command. That's it. So once you have done this, okay, so one folder should be created like cat dog data. And inside that, there should be 3 folders: single prediction, test data, and training prediction. So I think it will take 5 minutes if I'm not wrong. because of big data. So are you able to extract, and can you see the 3 folders, everyone? So one is the single prediction, one is the test data, and one is the training data. Are you able to see that?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So let me explain that what type of data folder structure you have to maintain. Okay. So this is applicable for all the classification problem. Okay. So can you see what I'm writing on the screen with a red pen? Everyone?
Yes.
Okay.
Just
So
pressing.
the folder structure that you have to maintain is that inside a folder that is suppose for image, this is the parent folder that is image. Inside this you have to maintain 2 folders. One is test and one is train. Okay, this is a mandatory. Okay, test and train. The name can be anything. Okay, name can be up to your choice. So, but the structure should be same. And then how many classes do we have in cat dog that we have to predict?
2.
2.
2 classes. One is dog and cat, right? One is dog and one is cat. Yes.
Yep.
So inside
Yeah.
test, we should have 2 subfolders. One is for cat and one is for dog. And inside this cat, all the cat image should be there. Inside this dog, all the dog image should be there. Same for the training also. Training also, the number of classes, suppose you have 10 classes, so 10 different subfolders you should have. And inside that folder, that particular image should have. Okay, for example, I have cat and I have dog. Okay, I have cat and I have dog. So what you can do is you can put the image of a dog here, a cat here, and the image of a dog here. So this is a folder structure that you have to maintain. It's clear to everyone, the folder structure? So the folder structure is something like this. Okay, so data, then split into test and train, and inside test and train, class 1, class 2, here also class 1, class 2. This folder structure you have to maintain. There is no option for this. Okay, so that the folder structure is clear to everyone.
Yes.
Yes, Afsan.
Yeah, so whether it be any, so whether it's mask or no mask, which what I have done. So basically in test, how many for the mask and no mask, how many folder will be there?
2.
2
2.
folder. One is for mask, other for no mask, and all the photos of mask will be inside that, and all the photo without mask will be inside that, right? So this what you have to maintain. So this you can't change. Okay, this is important thing. So if you see this particular thing, the same what I have told is maintain. See that in the training set, I have 2 subset. Okay, so I have 2 subfolders. One is a cats and one is dog. When I expand this, all the images of a cat will be there. When I expand this, all the images of a dog will be there. Okay, so I think it will take time. It's a heavy data. So let me do this. Okay. Okay, so what I will do is, okay, so you connect your GB random. Okay, okay. See, inside a cat you have a cat image. So double click on that, and that image will get open on the left hand side. So this is a dog image, right? So this is a dog image, and this is a cat image, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, this is a cat image. See. So this is a cat image. Okay, so you can see basically you don't see anything in the Google Drive. It's very weird, but the point what I want to make is that you have to maintain the folder structure. Okay, now if I show you my folder structure in local, so what you have to do is backup, sorry, GitHub, then, and see this is a data set. And I have told you that in test data you have to maintain cat and dog. And when you open dog, all the images of dog are there. So if I click this, all the images of dogs are there. Okay, this is inside dog, and inside cat, all the images of the cats are there. So the folder structure is clear to everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
So once this is done, if you have data, then everything is very easy. The rest of the coding is like a piece of cake. Okay, so let me explain it. The first thing what you have to do is you have to import something called as data generator. So data generator, I will tell you what it does. So how to import? The first thing is from keras dot reprocessing dot image import image generator, image data generator. Okay, image data generator. Just run this. So once you have done this, the second thing you have to use the data generator part. So how to use data generator? So image data generator is nothing but it will, okay. Now suppose what it does is, it is a function. Suppose this is the image of a dog. This is the image of a dog. So image data generator is used to multiply the images. Okay, suppose you have 100 images. So what it will do is it will try to generate 200 images to increase our data. That's it. This is what image data generator does. How it will increase the data set? So suppose, okay, so I will just show you with the help of an image on Google Drive. It will be better. Okay, so this is what it does. So when you, okay, open in new tab, are you able to see the images? So this, if this is the original image, what data generator will do is it will try to replicate the image in different forms, so that my model become robust. Okay, so it will learn many things. So this cat is little bit augmented, right? So it is moved left, right. It has a mirror image and stuff like this. Can you see that?
Afsan, it will create different positional and image functionality.
Yes,
Right?
yes. So basically, it is called as augmented image. Augmented image is nothing but you are creating a dummy images out of this, out of one image. But that dummy image will be flipped or zoomed or shrink and stuff like that. It will be
Okay.
mirror image stuff like that. Okay, and that will be taken care by image data generator. This is why we are doing. Suppose you have a less data with you. Okay, suppose you have less data, so you can just replicate the images. You have seen the imbalance data set. What we do? We just smooth and that thing we perform and the replication is done, right? The same thing we are doing here, but in a form of an image. It's left everyone that what
Yes.
is this image data generator is?
Yes.
Okay, great. So what you have to do is, so okay, this is my file here. Then train data gen equal to, you have to call the class that is image data generator. And inside this, you have to pass the different thing that you want to do. Okay, for example, one dot divided by 255. So can you tell me what I'm doing here? By the name only you can specify. You can tell me.
Color scaling.
Normally looking at
Basically, I'm rescaling the pixels. Okay?
Pixel,
So,
sorry.
yeah, I'm rescaling the pixels. So all pixel will be from which range to which range if I'm doing this. So basically, understand this as X. Okay, this pixel value will come and it will divide by 2055. We can't put X here, so that's why I'm putting 1 point divided by 255. So what will be the range of the pixels of all the image?
0 to 255.
0 to 255.
No.
Acha, after
Zero-
scaling 0 to 1.
Yes, after scaling 0 to 1. Okay. So the next thing, what you have to do is you have to put shear range. Shear range of 0.2. So what this means is that your image will be tilted towards left or right on 20 degree on 20 degree. Okay. So if this is your image, for example, this is your image. it will be tilted a bit, about 20 degree. So new image will be generated out of that. Okay, towards left and towards right, like this. So this is the original image, share of 20%, share of 20% towards left and right. So this is what I am mentioning here. So the CR range is clear to everyone?
Option, please explain this one again, once again.
Okay. Suppose you have
Rescale
a,
and shear range both.
okay, okay. So rescale is nothing but suppose you have an image. You have an image, and the image pixel value is from ranging from 0 to 55, right? If I
Yes.
divide by 255 by this, what is the range? 0 to 1 it becomes, right? So I'm just rescaling that thing. This is the only thing what I'm doing.
Okay.
Okay, and then in a shear range, what I'm doing is, suppose this is a image of a cat. So what I'm doing is I'm just rotating the image 20 degrees towards the left. So this becomes cat now, right? And this becomes cat. Getting my point?
Okay.
I am just creating a one more image of this cat, but here the cat is a little bit tilted about 20 degree. So I'm creating one more data set or one more data point. That's it.
Okay. The point two is the rotation angle or
It is a
something like
rotation
that.
angle, yeah. Yes.
Okay.
It will
Uh,
create
left and
or only one?
Sorry.
Both left tilt and right tilt or only one?
No, both left tilt and right tilt.
in rescale, you're using one point something.
Yeah. So this one point is nothing but it will be replaced by the value that you are getting from the pixel value. So we can't put X right here. So we are putting 1 point. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. So this thing you have to follow. Nothing you can do about this.
But there is nothing after point. Then why we are using point? We can write it as a one,
Yeah,
right?
I'm putting point because I want the final answer in points. That's why. I don't want a final answer as 42. I want 42.0, something like that. I want to consider points also.
Okay.
Because when you do 244 divided by 255, I don't want 0. I want 0 point something. That's why I'm putting point here. It's clear now?
Yes, got it.
Yeah. So yes. So if I don't put point, then all the values will be 0 only, right? Yes or no?
Yes, yes. Minute changes we need. That's why.
Yeah. Now the next thing what I'm doing is I'm doing something called as zoom range. Zoom range. So all the images will be zoomed of 0.2. Okay, so image will be a little bit bigger. That's it. And this everyone knows, for example, horizontal split. So horizontal flip, or basically a mirror split, you can say. Horizontal flip. So rescaling is what we're doing is it rescaling the value between 0 and 1. Shear is just rotating the value towards left and right. Zoom range is zooming the particular image at 0.2. So this is the value that we have to give. And horizontal flip is nothing but it is the mirror image of the particular thing. So this is the mirror image, right? So this is nothing but the horizontal flip. So it's clear to everyone? Any doubts here? So why we do this? We do this so that our model sees for a particular image, the model is robust. Not only seeing only the one image, it is robust to everything now. So that's why I'm doing this. So this is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Then test data gen. Now in test data, I don't want to do the generation because I'm not training there, right? So, but what is required?
Rescaling.
Yes, only rescaling is required. Okay, so this is what train data gen is, what test data gen is. Once you have defined this, so let me run this. Let's see any error is there. Okay, no error. Then once you have designed this, then what you have to do is you have to create a training set and a testing set. So how to create that is very simple. So TRANING training set, which is equal to this train data gen, call this variable, paste here. Now dot, we have something called as flow from directory. Flow from directory. And what the first thing what you have to do is you have to pass the directory name. Directory name in the sense the folder structure that you have maintained. Okay, so you have to pass till training set. The cat, not cat and dog. So let's data set. So I will just copy this, copy the path and paste the path here. Have you done that, everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Now the second thing what we have to do is put comma, and we have to decide the target size. Okay. Target size is 256 by default. Target size is what? Can anyone tell me?
Afshan, can you show me again the training set or test set did you get from the folders?
So you have unzipped the folder. Have you unzipped the folder?
Get the test folder.
So this is the command to unzip the folder. Have you done this?
Yes.
Okay. So on the this side, can you see the folder structure that is created?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going for training data, right? So when you expand this, can you see cat and dogs there?
Yes.
So do one thing, on a training set, just do a right click and copy the path. Once you have done this, just call this particular thing and paste the path there. That's it. It's clear now?
Yes, it's clear.
Yeah. Now the second thing, can anyone tell me what do you mean by target size? So if you remember that RCNN takes an image, the first input image, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
So this is nothing but a target size. So what target size you want to keep? Okay, so target size I'm taking as 64,64. You can take it any value, but depending on the image that you have. Okay, so for now I'm taking, so what will happen is all the cat dog image will be converted to 64,64. Okay, this is what I'm doing. This is nothing but target size. I'm doing that because so that the training becomes very easy. Okay, now the image is small, the computation it will take is less because you know that it is a pixel, right? So the computation will be less and we can train them very fast. If you want to go with the default one, you can go default one. The problem is that it will take time to train your data. That's it. So target size is equal to 64,64. Then we have to decide a batch size here only. Okay, so batch size is batch size. Everyone knows what is batch size. So 32 is a batch size that I am taking here. And the second thing what you have to do is you have to do something called as class mode. So you have to tell whether it's a binary or it's a multi-class. Okay, so for us, it's binary or multi-class.
Binary.
So you have to put binary here. For multi-class, you have to put multi-class binary. That's it. Okay, so my laptop is hanging out. Okay. So this is the training set. Okay, it will generate a training set from here. The same we have to do for the testing set also. But the only difference is what? So what I have to change here in the testing? So this I will do a test.
Test data.
The path is
Okay, so first thing
Path
is,
need to change, right?
it should be test data gen. This is the first thing. Okay, and the part should be changed. Okay, so it is training set, so I will give the testing set here. So testing path is what? This is a testing path. So instead of training, I will do test set. That's it. And run this. So see, once you have run this, it will automatically detect that we have found 8,000 images and belong to classes, and 2,000 images belong to second classes. So basically, this is a training data. Top one is a training data, and the below one is a testing data. So till here it's clear to everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so basically you have to just maintain the folder structure. That's it. Everything is given by this framework. So that's why this framework is very popular, that you don't have to do so much of hard coding here. Just give the data what they wanted. Just use the function. That's it. Now the job is done. Just create architecture now. So I will go with one architecture. You go with your architecture. It's up to you. If you want to follow me, you can follow me also. So I'm creating one architecture now. Define architecture. So everyone, you can just do the coding yourself here now, because everyone knows how to do the coding. So classifier equal to sequential. Let's have, I just close this one. Oh, the sequential is not there. Let's see. From TensorFlow dot keras dot models import sequential. Run this. So what I will do is I will put the 32 filters. The size of filter will be 3, and then activation function is relu. Then step 2 I will perform, and the step 2 is classifier. What is after convolution? What is second step?
Pooling.
Max pooling. So here also I will do just pool size of 2, comma, and by default. Okay, so I will take the default one. I will not do anything. Then I will just copy this, paste again down. So this is 32. Then I can go with 64. Then after, suppose my convolution is over now, what is the next step? So this is convolution 1 and this is convolution 2. What is the next step?
Flatten.
Yes, flatten. So classifier dot add, and you have to put flatten. After flatten,
Dense.
yeah, so we have to provide a dense layer. That's it. So I will just go with the one dense layer so that the training becomes a bit faster. It will not be that fast, but let's hope, because it's a very heavy image. Okay, so the training might take 1 to 2 hours. So to avoid that, I'm just putting some values. Okay, so I'm putting 128 and activation as relu, and enough. Okay, I'm just putting one hidden layer, and then I'm directly going to classifier dot add dense. Now unit as 1, and I'm using sigmoid. Sorry, activation as sigmoid. So this is the architecture that I have created. Okay, a very small architecture I have created so that the computation will not take time. Hoping for that. Then after defining the architecture, what is the next step?
Compile.
Exactly. Compile. Flatten is not defined. Okay. It's capital F. Okay. Now we have to compile the model.
Son, we are not using here softmax.
See, softmax you can use. It's up to you. You can use softmax also. It's up to you. But I'm using Sigma because I have two data, right? That is cat and dog. So the true probability will be okay with me also. So
Okay.
that's that. Yeah.
What
So-
about the kernel initializer? We usually put HE.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, you can go with that also because I am putting this. So kernel initializer will be HE uniform, right? So you can go with this. Okay. Same for the top one also uniform. Here also the kernel initializer will be HE uniforms. HE uniform. So copy this.
What about dropout?
Dropout is up to you. You can put in after the class, okay? Because I just want to decrease the computation part. That's it. So you can do test and try of your things. So dropout should be there actually, but I'm just building a very small model so that the computation doesn't take time. Okay, this what I have done is again I'm telling that this is not a wide architecture. Wide in the sense the best architecture for this. You can just do a test and try with your architecture and get the better accuracy. But the point is it will take a time, so you have to wait. Now classifier dot compile. So, classifier dot compile optimizers we are using as Adam. Loss, what loss we have to use? Binary cross entropy loss. And what is the matrix for classification that we have to use?
Accuracy.
Accuracy.
Yes.
Yep.
Accuracy. So compile is Adam, binary entropy, and this is accuracy. So this everyone knows. Let's try to run this. And now the last part, what is left is what? We have defined architecture. We have compiled the model.
Fit them.
Yes. Yes.
Fit.
So classifier dot fit. So in fit we have to pass x and y, right? But here we don't have x and y. So but Keras has a functionality where if you just put training set, it will accept that. So when you put training set, so here you have to put training set. Then how many epochs you want to go for? So epochs, I want to go for 10 epochs. And validation data. So what is the validation data here?
Test set.
Test it. Okay, done. The job is done. Run this and it will start training. This is how it's simple it looks like. Okay, this is not what I am skipped. This is how it's simple it looks like. Okay, this is why TensorFlow is very famous framework because of this purpose. Sum of collect the data in a proper format, then everything is given to you. But the problem is it will take time to run. Let's see how much time it takes. So everyone, are you able to run this? And are you able to understand what I'm doing in this all these cells? So epoch is 1/10, it will take time. Let's see how much time it takes. Okay, so what is the estimated time?
Almost 40 minutes.
Yeah, so even if we are working on GPU, then also the time is 34 minutes. Now I understood that to create a model, how much time it takes, even with the GPU. CPU is, let it be, CPU it will take 2 to 3 days, but GPU, it is 35 minutes. Now, The problem is that it is taking this much time is because everything is getting into loaded into a RAM, then it is trying to predict. Once the epoch 1 is done now, the second, third, fourth epoch will be very fast because everything is loaded in your RAM. Now everything is getting loaded in your RAM step by step. So that's why the epoch takes time. Is this clear to everyone? What I mean to say?
Could you please repeat that one? Like testing set is not required.
Testing set is not required. Where?
Fitting in fit.
Yeah. So what happens now in the fit, we can write the code in two ways. Okay, one is X and Y, which you already know, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
X is what and Y is what? X is the independent and Y is the dependent variable. Yes.
Yes.
But in training data, in training set, that is maintained already. See, found 800 images belong two classes. So instead of giving X and Y, if you are generating something from a folder, you can just pass if, and if you are using this function, train data gen flow from directory, you can just pass training set directly. So it will automatically check the class and the independent variable automatically. So you don't have to pass X and Y. Is clear?
Yes. Validation data equal to test.
Yeah. So basically here also we have to pass X and Y, right? If you see the data. So let me show you. Shift tab. Okay, nothing is working. Comma. Okay, in validation data also you have to pass X and Y. But X and Y is already maintaining test data, that test set, right? So you can pass the set directly. I will show you once letting it over, I will show you. So see guys, it will take a time. So for now, what I'm doing is I'm stopping this. I'm stopping this, okay? And I have given you one saved model. I have given you one saved model, okay? So suppose this is trained. So I will write the code for you so that you will not. So to save this model, you have to use classifier dot save, and inside this you have to put the path dot h5. That's it. This is the only thing you have to do, and your particular model will get saved. Please note, it will get saved in that directory which you are currently in. Okay, so for example, if I do pwd and if I run this, it will be stored inside dataset now. Okay, so if you want to store it somewhere else, you have to give the full path. This is clear to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So once the path has been saved, what you have to do is you have to load the path, right? So what you have to do is you have to do classifier dot load, and inside this you have to pass the weights. So let me check so everyone just go with my weights what I've given to you. So where's my weight? Let's see. Models, cat dog model, and this is a weight. Copy path and just paste it. This is what my model look like. Let me check. Let me confirm.
Afsan, I'm getting value error.
You're getting a value error. Okay, let me
Yeah.
check. So in which point you're getting a value error in the training?
Fit classifier dot fit.
Okay, share your
Yes.
screen. Let's see. Share your screen.
Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible. So type is okay. So what is validation equal to set? What is set there? SET.
Here.
Yeah. It should be test, right? Go on top. Let's see what you have done. Scroll on top. Where you have done the image data generator, right? Go on top. So more. So it is test set, right? See, not set. Shell number 15, the second
Oh,
variable.
there.
Underscore set. Now run this. For you, it's happening very fast. Okay.
Hmm.
For some people, it will happen very fast because everything is loaded in the RAM by default. For me, it will take time. So, Subhangi, let it be here only. Let's see how much time it takes so that I can explain it from your laptop only. For me, it's taking time.
Okay.
Everyone, the speed is same only for you also?
I'm in the last epochs.
Yeah, same here. The last epoch is
Okay.
running.
I think they have not given me the good GPU then. That's the only option. Okay, let it be then. Let it get finished. I
What
thought
is that?
about
What is that classified dot safe path dot h5?
that I will tell you. I will tell you. Let this finish and I will tell you. So
I
what is
got
the
an
epic?
accurate 79%.
Okay,
I got
79%.
I got 80% and 79 for the test validation.
Okay. Okay. So you can improve this thing also, right? Okay, you can put your own dropout and stuff like that. Just try to increase the value. The problem is that train time will increase. That's the only problem. That's it. So you can just do the permutation combination after this class. So let's see what is. So if this is clear now, then everything, or you can train any data set. So what have you shown you? You can create any kind of data set now. So just bring one data where the proper folder structure is maintained. Okay, if it's not maintained, then you have to do somehow. If that is there, then you can train using any of the application that you need. And I will tell you that what to learn for future also. Okay, if you want to build a model like me, what I have done, what I have shown in the LinkedIn. So you have to do a self reading for that. So I will tell you what all things you have to do for that. Okay, everyone.
Yes. 77.
77. Okay. Yes, anyone wants to ask something, they can ask.
Actually, I tried the classify.load. It's giving me an error saying sequential object has no attribute load.
Okay. So you have saved the model and this model is getting saved.
Yes.
Okay. So you have to import some libraries first to load the data. Okay. So I will tell you.
Okay.
Option the one which classifier. This one is your model, right? You gave
This is,
us.
yeah, this is my model. Yes.
Okay.
So I thought that it will take time, so that's why I given my model so that it will not time consume, but it's happening very fast. So that's why we go with this one. That you have to save the model and you have to load the model so that you get the hands-on directly.
Hmm.
Upsan, what is extension dot h5? I mean,
H5 is the extension to save. So you have done a deployment, right? So there, what is the extension to save the model?
Not PKL.
PKL.
PKL or SAV.
Yes, now that is for the machine learning. Now in this H5, in machine in deep learning, we have something called H5 or HD5. So the model, the training weights are saved in this way only, not H5 extension. Okay. So all the model, all the architecture, all the weights. So how many parameters you save 5,000 parameters, right? If you do dot summary, 5,000 is a weight parameter that is getting trained. So everything is stored in this H5 or H5. But you can't see that, okay? That is in a encoded way, you can't see that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is nothing but a model file, which you can't see.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will give you a small suggestion, okay? So everyone knows VS Code, right? So try to do everything in a VS Code because you will get an idea of how everything happens in the production level. Every time we will not work in Gmail group, right? So that's why I'm telling everyone to do this. So at home, just do it. It will take time, I know. Just keep and leave your computer like that only for 1 to 2 hours. Let it train. You will understand how the coding is done in a production level. That's why I'm saying.
So then all this data sets and all will be taken from our local machine.
Yes.
In that
yes,
case.
Yes.
Okay.
So you can increase the number of epochs. Why? Because every time the number of this is increasing, right? So you can put the number of epoch 20, 30, depending on what you want to do. So this is the last epoch for her. Let's see. Okay, so the C got accuracy of 79%.
Done.
Great. So once you have done this, the next thing what you have to do is you have to do classifier.save. Now, Shubhangi, can you put the proper path there instead of path.h5 where you want to save? No, remove the bracket also. Okay, the angle bracket is to define that. Okay, that is a variable that I have to.
It's not necessary, right?
No. You have to
We
put it in the
can.
form. Yes. Exactly. So take one path. Yes, copy paste. After that,
By the way,
no.
Afsan, I got that opportunity when I asked you. I asked you one question right last month
Okay.
about deployment.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I got that job.
Got
Thank
the
you.
job?
Yes.
Congrats. Great. Nice to hear that. Yeah. So what the next thing what you have to do is classify.save. No. You have to put the so new folder you have done, right? So after that put slash and give some model name. For example, classifier 79.h5, something like that.
Okay, wait, just can I give same cat dog classifier?
Yeah, it's up to you. Anything you can give. You should know that this model is for that particular thing. That's it.
And any
Dot
extension?
extension h5. Now save this. See that getting the file will get created. See in the folder. Yes,
This one.
it's getting created, right? So everyone, so if you have not mentioned the Canada classified h5, the unnecessary file will be created as a data set and stuff like that. Okay, so delete that after this one. The necessary file that you're getting as its variable, just delete that afterwards because you have not mentioned the file name. That's why it got created. Okay, so yes, everyone, we are on the same page, right? Have you done this?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Shubhangi, for sharing the screen.
Okay, welcome.
Okay, so once you have done that, so the first thing what you have to do is you call some model, so call some library. Okay, and the library is from TensorFlow dot keras dot models, import load model. Okay, after doing this, then only you can load the model. Okay, so give this name. So I'm giving as classifier only, classifier equal to load model. See this library you have to call, of course, load model, and you have to pass the model here. Okay, so I will pass the model path full. So this is a model path, copy path and paste here. For you, it will be different. So just try to put the full path, and your file should be something like this. And run this. Your model is loaded. So are you able to run this, everyone?
I'm getting error. Can I share my screen?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. The child dimension input to be defined. Okay. It should work. What is the problem? The channel dimension of input found none. Okay, go on top, scroll on top. This is trained. Okay, great, great. Yeah, go down, go down. Scroll down a bit. More down, more down. Can you show me this path, the CAD classifier path? On the left, yes. Okay, and expand this. Okay, okay, it's correct, it's correct. Okay. No, it's correct, it's correct. Go down. So let me see the file location. So cat doc cnn.h5, everything is correct. Run this again, run this again. Okay. Just try to do one thing, just try to put my model. Let's see the issue with your model or my model. Yes. Just change the last name, that's it. Yes. Okay, mine is getting loaded, so I think there's some problem. Okay, go scroll on top. More. Yours is classified, the spelling is correct. Okay. So everyone, you're getting the same error?
Yes.
Everyone is getting the same error?
Whenever we
Oh.
are doing our classify or the model load, so that time I'm
Okay.
getting the value error none as that. And once we are doing that your model, so we are getting success.
Okay, this is weird. Okay. Okay, this is weird. Okay, scroll down. To form it work for you is not working. Let's see what's the error is. Run this. Okay. And give me the error that you're getting. Let's check. The channel dimension of the input should be defined. Found none. Acha. Okay. I think they have changed something. Okay, so go on top. Everyone, just scroll on top. Okay. Okay. No, not on top means the architecture what you have defined there. Yes. Yes. Now in the first conv 2D, just type one more thing. After kernel initializer, just put one comma. This is for everyone, okay? And put input shape, input underscore shape equal to 64 comma 64. That is the shape you are taking. So in a bracket, no,
Oh, sorry.
in a tuple, yeah. 64 comma 64 comma 3. Okay, now try, now do one thing, change the epoch to 1 so that it will not take time. Don't why you copy? Only okay.
Do I need to
No,
put it for the other layer also? Or-
no, this is here is enough. Just run
Okay.
this shell, just run this particular shell again. Yes. Okay, scroll down now. Okay, no, change the epoch, change the epoch, change the epoch. Put it 1. So everyone, just do this thing. Let's see if this problem is solved.
What was the input shape?
Input shape is the 64 comma 64 comma 3. Why 64? Because on top we have defined 64 comma 64. So this is not I'm giving on with my choice. So 64 comma 64 comma what 3 means there? Anyone?
The channel. Okay.
Yeah, the color image. Okay. Yeah. Now save the model again.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. No worries. Now load your model. Yeah. Now it's done.
Got-
Okay. So everyone, you have to put the input shape also. That is also required. Okay, so Ranjani, for just to get a better prediction, you can use my model for now, and afterwards you can do a training and you can put your model. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, because the accuracy is a bit less, right? So that's why. So I will also put that. I think they have changed a bit structure there. Input shape equal to 64 comma 64 comma 3. Yeah. Now everyone, the issue is solved.
And this 64 is to be done only for the first hidden layer, right? Not for
Yeah.
every.
This is I'm telling the filter that the image that what I'm taking is 64 comma 64 comma 3.
Okay. Okay.
That's it. And why 64 because here I mentioned 64.
60.
So all the image will be 64. That's why 64. If I'm mentioning 128, then this should be also 128, 128, 28, 3. Okay, this is not what I'm putting. This is what we have defined earlier. Okay. So are you able to do that, everyone? Now it's working.
Yes.
Great. Now, what happens in production? Let me explain it. That. So suppose your model is created, you are satisfied with the model, you are happy with the accuracy that you have got. So what you have to do is, suppose you are building a Flask application, for example. So the first thing what you have to do is you have to do from keras dot pre-processing. So basically it will be TensorFlow.keras. Import image. This function is to read the images. That's it. This function is to read the images. So how to read the images? Very easy. Just do test image equal to image dot load. This will load your image. Okay, so you want to put, you have to put your image here. So if you notice in the data set there is something called as data set cat dog single prediction, right? So this is the data set I have given to you so that you can do a prediction. Okay, so suppose someone is putting this data set. So copy the path and put here. Suppose you have an image and you want to do a prediction on that image. So in the load image, that is image.load, put that image. Put the image path. And what should be the image size that your model takes by default?
64 by 64.
64, 63, right?
Exactly. So you have to just do target size at 64 comma 64. That's it. Okay, it is a color image. It will automatically take 3 by default. So this is what you have to do. So I will close this Then after doing this, the next step what you have to do is you have to convert the image into an array. Image into an array, because TensorFlow takes array behind the scene, right? So you have to convert it into array. So image test image, sorry, not test image dot img to array, and you have to pass the image that I have in this. So this will convert everything into an array. Okay, so if you want to see that, you can do test image dot shape and run this, and you will get a tensor. Okay, it is not load, it is load img. Okay, load.
That is load underscore img.
Yes, yes. So once you do this, tuple object is not. So the size is what? 64, 64, 3. And what we wanted? 64, 64, 3. So is this matching? The first step is matching? Yes or no? Okay. So any doubts here? So the image size on which you want to do a prediction is 64, 64, 3. And the size which you have trained is 64, 64, 3. So this is right or wrong?
Right.
Right, this one.
Right, right. But one more thing we have to take care of, and that I have told you. What is that? How many dimensions does TensorFlow takes, or the Keras takes, or the sequential model
Four.
takes?
Four.
What's the dimension here?
3.
3.
So what you have to do, you have to change the dimension. So
Reshape.
test image equal to test image dot reshape, and you have to put 1 comma 64 comma 64 comma 3. Once you run this, this is what we get. Enough. That's the thing only we have to do. Next, result equal to, what you have to do is you have to call the, so you have loaded, in which variable you have loaded the model?
Classifier.
Classifier.
So call this classifier dot predict, and just push the image. That is a test image. That's it. This is the only thing you have to do. Then done. Then put result, and it will tell you whether that image is a cat or a dog. Okay, so this is one. So in real time, we have to do a little bit of hard work or hard coded there. Okay, what I mean to say is, suppose dog is 1 and cat is 0. Okay, so what you have to do is, if result of 0 and 0 equal to 1, prediction equal to dog cat. Okay, so once you have done this, you can put a print statement. You can send this to the user also, like what I've told you. So yes, it's a, so put the format string prediction, just put this prediction, and let's see. So it's a dog. So if you want to verify, you can verify also cat or dog one image. Okay, let's see. Let's open this. Let's see cat and dog single prediction. This is the first image, and if I open this image, it's an image of a dog. And what is model? What your model is predicting? And what the model is predicting? Dog. So this is correct or wrong? The prediction is correct or wrong?
Correct.
Okay, let's change here. Now second picture is of cat. If you, the second picture is of cat, if you remember. So just changing, sorry, just changing this 1 to 2. Let's see if my model is predicting there. So it is given 1. Then again, okay. So basically, because the accuracy was not good. So this is what I am getting. It is a dog. Okay, so for you, it depends that what you're getting. So what you're getting, cat or dog, because you have trained your own model, right?
Can go to the above thing like here after load image, the target, what you put target,
Yeah, target is the image size that you want
yeah,
the model to be. So 64, 64.
target size 64, 64. I'm getting error here. That's why.
Okay, just share your screen. Let's stop share your screen.
Okay, okay. Here, and you see, and okay, let me run again. Let me show you. It is,
Scroll down, scroll down. Okay, this part you're getting there. Okay. Okay, save in the variable, no? That test image dot reshape. You're not saving the variable.
oh, okay, okay.
Yes, now you're
Okay.
getting answer as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, thanks.
Just put two there in the cat or dog two dot gpg on the first line.
This
Yeah, on the
one,
top. No, no, on the above shell. Yeah,
here,
no, no, above shell. Like shell number 34. Shell number 34.
okay.
Yeah, you have loaded the image, right? So
Mhm.
instead of cat or dog one, just put two.
I didn't get you. Here,
Okay.
okay, okay, here, right?
Yes,
Here,
yes, yes.
okay. Two.
Yeah, just run this. Let's see for you it's getting. Okay, so for you it's working. So go down. It's a cat image, right? So yes, just complete that particular thing. Print, write something.
Plus predict.
Prediction. Yes. Prediction.
Define the variable there.
So it's a okay missing parenthesis. Okay, print statement or typing. No, so put in the parenthesis. Without something. Yes. So it's a cat. Okay. So just put a space. So just check the images of what and try to verify whether your model is predicting good or bad. So it's a cat, right? And what your model is saying?
What are you saying? Cat.
Yes. Now change to one, just to verify. No, not this. The image.
Here.
Yes.
Yes. Got
So this is how you do the classification.
it.
So any doubts in this, everyone?
Thank you.
So, I can upload any image and it will be able to
Yes,
predict if
yes,
my
yes.
model is
Upload
correct.
any image. Yeah, upload. Just download from Google. Upload any image.
Okay.
Okay, this is
Afsan,
yes.
for me, I have uploaded cat's image, but it's showing as a dog.
Yeah. It's so see the accuracy is 70%, right? So there can be some
So
default.
is it like we have defined here dog is equal to 1 or cat is equal to 0? Is it vice versa?
Okay, maybe that be an issue. So how to check that? Okay, just share your screen. I will tell you how to check that.
Okay, wait.
That can be a possibility, of course. Okay. Now do one thing. Type training set. Okay, yeah, training set underscore set. Okay, the same thing what you have done. Yeah, training set dot class underscore. Yeah, the first thing indices. Run this. So cat is 0 and dog is 1.
Okay.
And that, so the same thing we have done, right? So yes. So we
And why,
basically,
I don't know why it is showing as a cat dog. Should
okay,
I
show
try
me
with
your,
another?
yeah,
Let me
just
try with.
try with another image. Yeah. See, 30% accuracy is not there. So of course this, there will be issue, right?
Hmm.
So yes. It's a dog. Put some cat image. Let's see. Put some cat image. Wait, will take time to load. It's a heavy. Yeah. So how much accuracy you got for the model?
I
Okay, you
have
are.
uploaded yours
Okay, you
because
uploaded.
I did one epoch, so there. We'll try with 10
Yeah,
or
try with
20
yours,
later.
okay? Because
Yes.
for my the dog and cat will be different also, right? 0 and 1, so it can be happen.
No, for
Yeah.
cat it is showing as a dog only.
So do one thing. Just try to change dog equal to 0 and cat equal to 1. Down. So my classifier is not a perfect one, so I think that's the problem. Cat to 0 and dog. For me also giving me ulta. That's why. So just try to train your and then try to give.
Sorry.
I'm telling that trying to run your train to your model and then try to give.
Okay, okay.
Okay, because for Ranjini it's working perfectly fine. If I'm not wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, so just make it 10 and then try to do that. Okay, what about?
We'll do this and then we'll talk.
Yes, yes, sure, sure. So yes, everyone. Now I think you know that how to train a model. If I give data set, some data set.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do a small briefing that what we have done today in a form of a chart. Let's see. Let me stop share. Share the whiteboard. Okay. So when you have an image of your own, the first thing you have to maintain the data. You have to maintain the folder structure. So suppose if the folder structure is there, then the next thing what you have to do is you have to do image generator. Image data generator. What is that? Image data generator?
It will create the
Creates
augmented
augmented
images.
Yes. So augmented images based on what you have passed. Okay. Then after doing the augmented images, you have to pass all the images so that all the images can be augmented, right? So suppose, so what you have to do, you have to do flow from directory. Flow from directory and just pass. So first thing you have to pass the directory. Yes. Then the second thing what you have to pass, that how much size you want to,
zoom and tilt and all.
no, zoom is
No,
everything
no,
is
no.
here. Zoom and everything you have to define here in image data generator. In this, you have to pass the data. Then you have to give the size also, right? That what will be the size of the image?
Okay, target size.
Target size,
Yeah, target
batch
size.
size, and class model.
Yeah, then batch size, and then the class model. That is how many? We have binary, so we go for binary. So you have to do this for training and testing. Then you have to define the architecture. In defining the architecture, what is the important thing that you have seen today, that you have to give the input shape also. Input shape. Have you noticed that?
So older version, we didn't have this input shape functionality, right?
Yeah, because we are saving, no. So .h5 needs. So this is a problem saving. So when you
Yes.
save, no, it requires input size. So that's why we have to put.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. For the that one also, if you're trying to save the model, no, that will there also you have to put the input size because they have changed. So this keeps on changing. Okay, that's why you have to be very updated to the documentation. So this keeps on changing. So
So,
I have experience. That's why from the error only I got to know that what is the issue. So yes, go ahead.
Afsan, in one hidden layer only we mentioned the input save. So
Yes.
other hidden layer we didn't mention that one. So it is considering the first hidden layer input shape input as for all hidden rays.
No, 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 it's not like that. So I think the concept is bit you have forgotten. So the first image is the what?
Yes.
This, right?
Yeah.
So when you do filter, the image shrinks.
Yeah. It will
It
be
shrinks.
filterized. Yeah.
Yeah,
Two
it will
two or
filterize.
something. Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. Then you are doing convolution on this image. So why you have to put the image size here?
No, no, you kept it for one hidden layer. No? That's why I'm asking whether we have to give explicitly for all hidden layers or not.
No, 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 no.
Not required, right?
No, it will all take from the previous layer, no? So
Yes,
it will
that's
have the
right.
calculation for that.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay,
Only
got
the starting part we
it.
have to give. That's it.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
yeah. Okay. Then after this, the input shape is given. Then you have to do compile. You have to do fit. Okay. In fit, we can give x and y also. And if it is from a data generator, you can give the training set. So this both is clear to everyone.
Yeah.
Okay. Then suppose you're getting good accuracy, how to save the model. So saving the model. So let me run this. Saving the model. Saving the model. How to save the model?
Model dot
Model.
save with the total path, including your model name dot h5.
Yeah. So path dot h5. Yes. Then how to load the model?
You have to import the load one
Yeah.
and model.
So basically, suppose ABC equal to load model, and you have to put
Your
the file
total
here.
path.
Yeah, file here, and that's it. So suppose training, the image was. So suppose this is a training part. The image was converted to, so image got converted to numpy array. Then the dimension was changed from 3 to 4. So dimension change, and then you do the training, right? So the same step you have to follow in the testing also. Don't forget this. Okay, what you're providing here will be the same for testing also. So the first thing is the image size should be equal. So 64 comma 64, because for training 64 comma 64. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. It should be converted to numpy array. So this image should be converted to numpy array. Have we done that? Image to array. We have done, right?
Yeah,
Then,
we did.
then we have to change the dimension. So change the dimension from 3 to 4. Have we done that? Yes, we have done that. Just once this is done, you can give the for prediction, because what we have trained on is totally what we are testing on. So you can just train the data. You can just predict the data. Now it's clear to everyone. So the flow is clear to everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Great. Now, so this project I want to tell you. Now you can deploy this project if you know Flask and if you know how to upload the image and stuff like this. Okay. And one more trick I will tell, trick, not a trick but a good programming practice, that you should never do this. Okay. This is a good programming practice. So what I mean to say is, now see what we're doing here. We are passing the values, right? You should never do this. Okay. Because
Your
yes, yes.
screen is not shared.
Okay, sorry. Okay, where is the Zoom? Okay, this is for everyone. Okay, a good coding practice. And now the variable which you keep on changing, for example, what variables you keep on changing in this? So for example, in this, you keep on changing the epochs, right? Depending on the how many epochs you have to run. So everything you have to define in the starting only as a variable. What I mean to say is epochs equal to 10. Then next thing is that this, okay, so on the top. So this is a good coding practice. Okay, so epoch equal to 10. Then training file path. You have to do the like this. Okay, so you have to pass the path here. This is a training path, then you can do the testing path. And the testing path is this. The testing path. Now in place of this whole thing, you have to put the training file path. And here you have to pull the testing file path. Okay, this is a good coding practice. Why I'm saying this? Suppose if I tell you that, okay, my file path is changed, so you don't have to search in your code that where's the file path that I have to change, okay, where I have to change. No, you can just go on the top. You want to run for 5 epochs, great, run for 5 epochs. Just run this everything again. So you don't have to search for the epochs. So in the place of epochs, you have to type epochs. That's it. This is actually how you do coding. So this is clear, what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So all the variables, so all the things should be put on the top, which you keep on changing for the testing data. So epoch 5, so I don't have to search where I have to do, where I have to put epoch. I don't have to search. So on top only you have mentioned this. So I will just change the epoch size from here directly. And I will run the code again and it will automatically change. So you are making your code robust. Getting my point, everyone? This is a good coding practice. And of course, everything should be in the form of a proper functions and classes. This I have just, so that's why I told you that do everything in Jupyter Notebook. Okay, so in real time, it will look something like this. If you convert everything, this will look something like this. See, I have a data set structure maintained here. Class cache.classifier.py. See, I have done everything in a form of this thing and Keras version and everything I've done here. Then see prediction. Prediction, I have created one more file and you have to just pass the image URL and it will do the prediction. That's it. This is how you do the coding in the production level. So then in the production level, only this code will go, not this one. This everyone knows, obviously. Only this code will go with this H5 data. That's it, classified H5 data. And so basically, if you want to learn more, so basically, if you want to create an end-to-end deployment, so create a Flask app where you will take the image from the user, just put that image here. That's it. And you will get an answer. Just show this to the user. Okay. That's a cat or a dog. That's it. So this is clear to everyone. So I will upload this on my GitHub. So if you want, you can take from my GitHub also. So that how the coding is been done. Yes. Anyone wants to ask something? They can ask. Yes, of course. You also have to put this everything, Keras and manage everything on a GitHub. Okay. So that everyone profile is up to date and you will also get a job soon. So yes, everyone, how is the class? Have you learned something new?
Yes, lots.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have given the 2 data sets so that you can practice on that data sets. Okay, everyone. So this is from my side.